Hey people, Infantry 3v3, Angel Gate Blue Team. eM7 is a Farseer, a support hero that fights in melee, some powerful buffs, debuffs and control abilities alongside Chorus Guy, known in another dimension as zeetorq, playing a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive hero with powerful battlefield manipulation and control. There's the Doom Bolts. Don't think they did a whole lot. Rounding off this team is NightLovell with an Eversor Assassin, a risk-reward brawler fighting in melee that explodes on death. Gets knocked over though by Noisy's Hive Tyrant, a very durable hero to objects and cannot be suppressed with powerful offense, disruption and support, beginning in melee combat with a basic synapse. There's the Psychon from the Eversor Assassin there. I'm going to call this guy Carlos. Alongside oLev with a Force Commander, very good offense, fighting in melee combat, can also tank, disrupt and support the Ultramarines DLC here. And rounding off the teams at the top is Venjitron with another Farseer, a very fancy gold and blue one. Looks like the same Han Elite scheme recolored, I think. Yep, with the fuzz. Big 2v2 fight over these two contested powers here. CSM decapped that one. Carlos the Hive Tyrant needs to flee. There we go, got frustrated by a garrison. His only weakness, get inside the building. Although he can just stand next to it and do his seismic roar. I'm not sure if Bioplasma messes up garrisons. This Force Commander is pretty low, using his bolt pistol from heavy cover though, because those guys are not behind the pipe, they're in front of it. But they get rid of him. Those are stormtroopers in the garrison there. Full power built up here for the blue team. They're really going to commit to holding this, I suppose. Well, NightLovell is. He just spent all 300 requisition on the power gens. I'm not sure if he bought the node as well. That'll be another 125. Eversor's going to have to flee soon. Pops the Psychon. That gives him 30% more damage and damage resistance, but he needs to spend health to activate it. By default, it's 100 health, but he can get War Gear to lower that to 50. Doom Bolts flying in. That would have been really painful for those Tactical Marines, but they got out. Barely. Without a model loss, I think, maybe. CSM, no, CSM get one with power armored elbows. Strat squad running in there. These guys are kind of a support melee unit. Hold their own pretty well in tier 1, but can start to fall off in their melee prowess come tier 2 and specialised melee squads there. Tying up some Tactical Marines, getting some good specials. There's a seismic roar from the Hive Tyrant's rending talons. Strat squad dropping 2 models really quick there. Looks like Chorus Guy or zeetorq. I'm going to call him zeetorq, even though I don't think they've used that name in like 2 years now. Grabs that power. Banshee's on Banshee action. Looks like Guide was on Venjitrons, but they might wipe it down to 12 hit points. Looks like that lone Banshee is going to get away. Just being outnumbered here by eM7, who has triple Dire Avengers. The Farseer of Venjitron is down. eM7, I think, more known for playing Orcs, which are basically the same as Eldar, right? Just different pigmentation. They all get drunk and shoot each other, which is basically what every faction in Warhammer 40k does. They get angry and shoot each other. Sometimes eat, in the case of Tyranids. I guess Tyranids don't really get angry. They're just always famished. Double tax with Kraken bolts loaded in. Their starting ability that gives them 20% more damage to heavy infantry, which is what the Strat Squad and the Chaos Space Marines are. Heretics get in there though with the Doom Blast and sends them all packing. We have Noise Marines up for zeetorq. The power here was completely bashed, so NightLovell kind of threw that 300 wreck away. I guess they got some power out of it. zeetorq with the Sword of Flame Force Commander takes down one of the Strat Squad models. He's gone for the Chainsword and Storm Shield as oLev. Taking a bunch of damage, doesn't save you from heretics in melee and goes down. The shield does have a passive damage resistance to ranged attacks, and you can activate the defend for even more of it and suppression immunity, but it does slow you down and slows down anything you affect with it. Triple Tactical Marines here for oLev. Warrior Brood up for Noisy. Here they are. Starts off with this power melee. Can jump into combat. That was a fancy looking grenade from the operatives here. They have that immolator grenade. I think they call it incendiary grenade. Okay. Fair enough. Hits fire. Those Tyranid base turrets doing some work there. Stormtroopers with no war gear. Operatives do have their fallback plan. Allows them to do some cool stuff with their retreats. drop a flash and then instantly cancel their retreat to get back in there. Dire Avengers on the field with Aspect for Venjitron, recovering with a Guardian weapon team as well. eM7 with triple Aspect Dire Avengers and Aspect of Strength Banshees. Venjitron with no Aspect on their Banshees. Those guys eat a grenade, their own grenade. The Banshees there, I think. War Shout slows down the tactical moves of that suppression. Here come Hormagaunts though. Hormagaunts will be a threat early on to Banshees because there's so many of them. 8 models smacking on you, especially if they have the adrenal glands. Decent Doom Bolts by zeetorq in amongst the Termagants. Big fight here brewing. 499 to 381. Down goes the Farseer of eM7. Seismic Roar from Noisy's Hive Tyrant. Carlos, is he going to get away though? Looks like they get away. Carlos lives to eat another day. Warrior Brood and Hormagaunts could be in trouble though. They do take the Synapse backlash damage on retreat, it just won't be knocked over by it. Eversor Assassin with the Chem Cloud Grenades. Pretty powerful anti-melee, but you can completely negate it, of course, by just running away from the radius. But I suppose that's some area denial at least, right? They lose the ability to regen health, which is kind of whatever. Deal 50% less damage and have less melee skill, which is a big deal. You do not want to have less melee skill in a melee fight. That's how you get knocked over and killed. 467 to 381. And the 50% damage output is pretty nuts. NightLovell lost the Stormtroopers, almost lost the Strike Squad. They do have their Tomes of Titan. What are we seeing here in terms of power? I think this one was bashed a bit. But I don't think this one's been bashed, the blue one. Force Commander decaps their VP though. 452 to 381. Tier 2 for the blue team. And he can go tier 2 with a light tier 1 in this game because it's such a compact map. Your team is basically always there to support you. And pick up your slack if you're missing units. So it's also a good map for rushing tier 3, potentially. For one of the players at least. Tactical Marines dropping a model, but they do get away from the scary power melee Banshees, who have done some good work. Almost level 2. The Exarch is queued up for tier 2. She'll have a fancy spear thanks to the Aspect of Strength. Doing heavy melee damage. Decent soft counter to vehicles. What is this? It's scouts being annoying and capping wreck points. If they get their VP back. Is that a bunch of dead heretics? It is. Sonic Blaster doing some work, affecting almost every single model of those double termagants there. Chaos Space Marines just got their aspiring champion. They also have Eternal War, so they'll be able to use the Slaughter ability. Once it comes off cooldown, it actually starts on cooldown for some reason. I mean, I understand when it was really strong, but it got nerfed a few times, I think, over the years. But it still starts on cooldown, I believe. Banshees have found some scouts. I guess just straight up abilities you hit and your unit just gets better is kind of let's just keep this on cooldown. I don't think the Dire Avengers embolden is though. Force Commander with a Sacred Standard's gone full support mode for now. Maybe we'll see Alacrity to help him run around, tie things up, or just the Artificer for the health bump. Termagants getting wrecked on retreat by Strike Squad. And that is the Psychic Field, is it? No, I don't know what that is. Eversor Assassin. Oh, that's the Killing Field from his Eviscerator Axe. I thought it was some global, I didn't know what was going on. But no, that's Killing Field. Don't get to see the Eviscerator Axe very often. Usually they get the Neuro Gauntlet thing. The crazy Power Claw. But this is a cool weapon. Kill Zone is what it is. Puts down an area and he makes it way beneficial for the Eversor to fight in that area. Looks like the Eversor might go down here though. Yep. The explosion on death was not enough to take down the Hive Town. It doesn't do a huge amount of damage. It's more for, you know, squads that are huddled around him. CSM with Mark of Tzeentch. 350 to 381. Excited to see how the Eversor can handle himself with that axe now. Goes tier 3. I mean, if he gets the Chem Cloud grenades, chucks them into like a knob squad, throws down the kill zone, puts a global on himself. Can he go toe to toe with the knob squad? I don't think so, but he'll do some serious damage to him, that's for sure. 336 to 381. Tyrant Guard up here for Noisy. Maybe called in from the global RA, not sure. eM7 goes tier 3. Wow. NightLovell just cancelled tier 3. Gets a Rhino going. eM7, I think, going tier 3 in good time here. Got a decent little army out. Did drop some Dire Avengers along the way. Banshee on Banshee action. Those guys got a pretty lucky special there from Venjitron. Can they escape with it? Looks like they might be able to. Looks like they might be able to. Bloodletters were trying to chase him from zeetorq there. He's down to 3 units. Some losses here and there. Certainly. Red team aren't out of it. They've got Stone Guard up here from oLev. 2 more tactical marines, one of them with a plasma gun. Here we see the defend ability from the force commander. Trying to get into base, or he's trying to bash turrets, I think. Trying to bash this turret of NightLovell. Sorcerer goes down, should get revived though. Here's the Rhino. Does act as a reinforcement point for your allies and yourself. And he can put a specialized weapon on the back. It will keep the pintle-mounted Stormbolter that you see. Venjitron with a Wraith Lord on the way. eM7 is in tier 3. zeetorq goes tier 3 with a decent amount of resources, actually. We have the Venom Cannon from Carlos the Hive Tyrant. Anti-vehicle weapon. Bad news for that Rhino, which has a las cannon now, but it shouldn't be sticking around here. Rear armor hits. Might go down, almost. If Noisy was a bit more aggressive with his movement there, could have finished off that Rhino, I think. Tyrant Guard still chasing things in. The Noise Marines get their Blast Master ready. Turns them into an artillery unit because of this big old gun they've got. 304 to 359. What is this? Eldar on Eldar action. Autarkin for eM7. It's got a decent amount of XP. Bashing power. Maybe get a decap. Yep, Farseer is going to get a decap. Any war gear, we have the Rune Armor and Spirit Stones. Venjitron with Singing Spear, Rune Armor and Spirit Stones. zeetorq. Vestments of the Warp and a Sword of Flame. As we've seen, Eversor is still down. Here's your Wraith Lord from Venjitron. Not a whole lot eM7 can do about this guy yet, but they could get a Fire Prism soon. I always say this map is bad for tanks and, you know, tank-like vehicles like a Fire Prism, but people will still get them and sometimes do well. It often ends in tragedy though. Bloodletters of zeetorq run away. Not sure what he's saving for. I guess it's one of the super units at this point. Current Guard pretty strong on this map, I think, since you can get back to base pretty fast. There's a Brood Nest up from Noisy, covered by a Whirlwind. The Eversor is still down over here. And a Zone Throat for even more health regen. There's a Shield Wall. I don't think the Tyrant Guard Shield Wall regen stacks with any other kind of regen, I don't think. Venjitron grabs the VP back. I mean, they've been pushed back a few times, but they always get themselves back into the vicinity of that VP, don't they? Oh, some nasty Doom Bolts. Messing up some Stone Guard and some level 2 attacks, and the Sorcerer gets in there with the Sword of Flame. They're going to bum rush the VP here. We have a shoulder-mounted Shuriken for the Wraith Lord. Bunch of piercing DPS on that thing. There it is. It's painful. Force Commander comes here to reinforce Venjitron's Farseer. Sorcerer gets straight in amongst the Stern Guard. Doing some serious damage. Takes one out. Perhaps unlucky not to get 2 of them there. Force Commander must flee. Defend doesn't help you against demons with swords made of warp fire. Those Hellfire Blades, I believe they're called. Eversor is still down just as when I bigged up his fancy axe. He dies and never comes back again. zeetorq with a great unclean one on the way. Some great synergy with the Sorcerer with his warping and stuff, especially on a compact map like this. Big, fat units generally do well here, like Terminators and Avatars. Great unclean ones. Noisy, very determined to take out this base turret, and does so. Las Cannon on the Razorback doing some work. Doesn't seem too bothered by it. Is under Synapse because of the Hive Tyrants, so can move around a bit faster. And there's double Rippers here to annoy anything that gets close. Meanwhile, through the mid, Wraithlord's pushed really far up here. Massively dangerous push, but red team are doing well off it, really well off it. zeetorq and NightLovell kind of recovered pretty slowly, whereas Venjitron like pumped units out instead of going tier 3. Maybe both eM7 and zeetorq going tier 3 slowed down the blue team, sorry, a bit too much. We'll see how it goes. 224 to 319. Still pretty close on the VPs. NightLovell just dropped the Rhino. There's the remains of it. Maybe it was a hunter-killer missile. There's an orbital though. Double whirlwinds from oLev. That's a pretty good orbital. Well, it's going to wipe some rippers maybe. Oh, did some decent damage to the tactical marine. Took out the sergeant. And another model. Can the Great Unclean One lead the line now for the blue team? Super unit for Chaos. Has some nasty abilities. And constantly damages nearby enemies with an aura of stink. Go after those warriors. Starting to get those synapse backclashes maybe. Bloodlet is in amongst the back lines. Formagants try to counter-initiate. They are getting torn up a bit. And there's the phase out of existence to avoid damage. NightLovell now has some Grey Knight Terminators with silencers loaded in, and a nuke from zeetorq helped to take out one of the whirlwinds, and some termagants getting messed up here. Looks like Noisy dropped one of the termagants to that nuke. Tyrant guard is gonna fall. Great Unclean One is smacking it. That massive filthy cleaver. Grey Knight Terminators, can they be threatened here? Stern Guard switch to their Vengeance rounds, which are effective versus vehicles and super heavy infantry, such as these Terminators having to teleport away. There we go. Carlos, the Hive Tyrant, in retreat, but Noisy is in tier 3. Neurothrope on the way. A good choice here is a big stack of power of heavy infantry, power armored infantry, and of course a Great Unclean One will not like a Neurothrope being around. Vortark, not sure why she was slowed down there. Maybe that was just her being stunned from the foul snare. She's got her fusion gun. Great Unclean One is super heavy infantry, much like a Terminator, so doesn't like plasma weapons or melter. Eversor is back to his feet. Level 3. It's a big blob of marines you could throw the kill zone on and the chem cloud and get in there. But look at the damage they can put out if they focus something. Eversor is going for the VP, which I don't think is going to turn out super great. Stern Guard have their Kraken bolts loaded in, which are effective against heroes and heavy infantry. Great Unclean One's in there. There's a cloud of flies. Whirlwind, yeah, might need to be careful. Backs away. Lots of action down in the southwest, even into the late game here. 178 to 307, tier 3 for Venjitron, the last player to go. But I think it was worth sticking in tier 2 for that time. Blue team have really pushed back though. They've got their heavy hitters on the field. Seer Council, Fire Prism, Great Unclean One Terminators, and they're pushing with them. Whirlwind might go down here. Looks like oLev is not super bothered with saving it. Down it goes. Power melee will do the job on rear armor if you give them time. We have subjugated tactical marines tying up their allied Dire Avengers there, but they're back. They've snapped out of it. Where are the Seer Council? They're coming down from the northeastern VP from eM7. Could get a big nasty flank here. Force Commander's level 5. Everything being buffed, of course, by the Sacred Standard, but Seer Council are in there. It's a squad of warlocks basically with power melee witchblades. It's really painful potentially for marines and the like. Force Commander's doing his best. Battle crying them all over. But he's going to be taking some damage. Oh, friendly knockback from the Fire Prism there. Meanwhile, decap from the Grey Knight Terminators and do teleport away relatively safely. Looks like they're going to not drop a model here, I think. There's your Neurothrope. Getting those psychic attacks in. The Force Commander did fall over. 156 to 303. Farseer of Venjitron has also fallen down. Red team are getting a natural back Can they stabilize here? Venjitron has some Seer Council of their own. Eversor puts down the killing field. Kill zone, sorry. Maybe if they could remove the delay at the end of that, of casting that ability, it would be a bit more fluid, a bit more usable. Oh, it takes down the Neuro Throat pretty damn fast. Bloody hell. That was pretty nuts. 156 to 298. I think we saw the off-map Vindicare Assassins show me all the enemy units thing there. Looked like there was some kind of effect on the Hormagaunts. They do have adrenal glands and a level 3, these fellas. Noisy is very depleted though. They've got tons of resources. What are they going to do? oLev with a Land Raider Redeemer on the field. zeetorq with some Plague Marines, as you see here, and a Dreadnought on the way. Great and Clean One is coming towards the mid now. Can they defend? They're going to at least get a decap, those guys, I think. Some Stormtroopers in the garrison to harass. Bloodletters are almost level 3, down on model at the moment. There is Sigil of the Rift, is that? Not sure what you're trying to do there. I think he was trying to... I think he was just putting... Oh, it's just putting Coruscating Flame on the Bloodletters. The symbol you saw was just the Bloodletters teleporting in. 152 to 276. Yeah, what's worse than fighting Bloodletters? Fighting Bloodletters are on fire. Big old Nurgle vomit there. Leaves behind a lovely texture on the ground. Picking off at the red team's natural VP, which is being decapped by eM7. Land Raider Redeemer is almost up though. And Noisy has recovered by using Without Number. Spawning in upgraded Termagants and Hormagaunts, and now a Swarm Lord on the way. The Hive Tyrant himself still with just the Venom Cannon. What else we got going on? Any other war gear? Those two are still down. Level 2 Fire Prism for eM7's got tons of resources. Saving up for an Avatar, I suppose. Mark of Khorne, Chaos Dreadnought for zeetorq. Great synergy with the Warp Global to get out of trouble, because it tends to get into trouble using the Blood Rage there to deal more damage, take less damage, move faster, but you do lose control of the Dreadnought for the duration. That's backed off. Here's your Land Raider Redeemer. A mobile base here for the Space Marines. This is their super unit. You can all retreat back to it and reinforce. You can fire out a big frag assault, as you saw there. Comes out of those canisters, which I think are meant to be smoke canisters, but they put frag grenades in them. It's got a twin-linked assault cannon, 2 flamestorm cannons on the side, and a multi-melter on top. Also, you cannot rear armor hit this thing. It doesn't care. It's thick all round. Great and Clean One. Gonna mess up these scouts, I guess. No, don't think they smith. There we go. Gonna get some vomits. Oh man, almost wiped them out. They weren't level 2. I wonder if that would have wiped them. I don't think it would have quite wiped them. Just the mere presence of the Great and Clean One is enough to help finish them off here. Down they go. Sink kill on that fella, just gets tossed aside. Plague Marines cannot hold that alone and they have to run off. Can they put pressure on the Land Raider? They do have an Eldar player with enough red for a nuke, and there is Imperial Abyss. A little bit of synergy there. They could have stormed it on top of the Abyss, which would have done loads of damage. Swarm Lord, not sure what it's up to. It's not going to regen off the Land Raider. It's just here to smack stuff with its 4 bone swords. All of the bone swords. And that was a Blade Flurry, which just killed the Eversor assassin there. Eldritch. Oh man, that's going to be nuts. Land Raider might be done for. I thought it was a bit too far up, and down it goes. It was very far up there. oLev and Venjitron are very depleted now. Noisy looking strong though. Gets another Neuro Throat. Grenade Terminators dropping models. Need to be careful. Those fellas have Vengeance rounds and plasma guns. Man, they got low. Well, low for a Terminator. Still have over 150 health. Swarm Lord now smacking on a Fire Prism. Taking some Blastmaster hits, but he's okay. This thing, unlike the Great and Clean One and unlike the Avatar, has actual vehicle armor, like a Carnifex. 2,000 hit points of it, and has a self-heal. He's pretty quick as well, especially when he gets in his melee charge and takes out the Fire Prism. These guys can't really threaten it with their piercing weapons, so should be able to just stroll out. Nice combo there. Chains into a Blastmaster shot. The Tactical Marines did not like that. 2 heroes down in the mid there. Where's the other Farseer? Where's Venjitron? Oh, she's still over here. 145 to 132. It's very close on VPs, and both sides have depleted armies. Looks like zeetorq and Noisy have the strongest armies of their respective sides. eM7 lost some stuff, eh? Here comes the Avatar though, putting a lot of their eggs in this Avatar basket. Here we see the Gravity Blade doing a levitation field here for eM7. Pretty effective. Can't get their VP back quite yet, but the red team couldn't get the contested anyway. Level 7 Hive Tyrant for Noisy with the bonded exoskeleton now. Might help it get some caps. 1-to-1 cap. VP's pretty much even. What is this? It's some sneaky storm operatives, sorry. But they got caught. We got some Terminators on the field for oLev. What is Venjitron gonna go for? Looks like they are also saving for an Avatar. Sorcerer's going to get a revive. Friendly neighborhood Sorcerer. Eversor now with the assault armor. Gives it charge and some more health and health regen. 145 to 118. Subjugated Terminators there. Sorcerers are pretty good at handling Terminators. Looks like usually when you subjugate Terminators, you teleport them towards your own base, try and get them into trouble. zeetorq just ran them back. Just go home, Terminators. You're drunk. Venjitron's Avatar on the way. eM7's on the field right here. This guy's powerful melee combatant that provides constant area of effect buffs to nearby infantry. Allied infantry, of course, including suppression immunity. Oh boy, we got incendiary grenades and a paroxysm there, but that's a friendly paroxysm. No Tyranids won't be affected by it. Eversor Assassin gets away, maybe? Does get away. Yes, gets away. Force Commander level 8 trying to revive this poor Farseer who's been down for ages. Oh, but he got path blocked by the Swarm Lord, then gets knocked over by the Wailing Doom. 145 to 76. Kicking off near the blue team's VP. Swarm Lord soaking up a lot of hits, as is the Avatar. Noisy goes after the VP using that invulnerability armor, the bonded exoskeleton, for I think it's 8 seconds of immunity to damage. Gets a decap. Might go down on retreat, but gets a decap. Might make it out. They're still pushing the red team. Swarmlord might fall though. Noisy has tons of red. We might see a Tyrant formation to stop a cap or something at some point. Swarmlord needs to get away. Needs to get away. Oh, that Blastmaster hit almost finished him off. Down to 42 hit points. Wow. I assume we already used the Leech Essence area of effect heal thing. Drain health. Majinga. Bloodletters are going to teleport somewhere mean. CSM with, man, level 4 with Mark of Tzeentch. Bloodletters also level 4. Go after the VP. Have a friendly meeting with some Ordo Malleus operatives, which seems a bit off. But you know, Tzeentch tricks everyone. What do we got on the rosters here? eM7 down to 2 units. NightLovell down to 3 and has dropped their Terminators along the way. 142 to 65. Noisy still looking strong. Oh wait, did the I don't think the Swarmlord survived. Ah, I don't think it survived. Poor Swarmlord. It was very low. Eversor Assassin fighting an Avatar here. Go on, fella. Pops the Psychon and then rethinks his life choices, runs away. I think the Plague Marine's got a direct hit on the Force Commander there. They should just get a level when that happens, I think. Just give them a level. They hit something with their missile launcher. That wasn't a vehicle. I think oLev just ran into his own orbital. The fire prism doesn't want to go into the... Boom. Yeah, orbital blasts are super powerful when they explode. Don't want to drive your vehicle into one. eM7 has no units on the field. Have the red team done enough? They've got a double cap. Good little grenade there from NightLovell. Avatar of Venjitron helps the red team get the contested bet. They might get a triple here. 98 to 65. There is that Neurothrob, it's right here. And there is your paroxysm. Put it behind the Great Unclean Monster. They wouldn't want to run back. And down it goes. Did not last long with the paroxysm when it did it. Avatar gets a sync kill. Awesome. Pukes all over him. Sword into the chest, then a sword into the mouth. And there's the death explosion. Should like decapitate the Great Unclean One or something. But I'm not complaining about the sync kills. Sync kill, you idiots. Chaos Dreadnought number 2, I think, for Chorus Guy, or zeetorq, as I shall call him. 65 to 65 on the VPs. Crazy ending. Looks like Noisy has stayed solid since those losses in like early tier 3, I think it was. Another paroxysm. Not a threat to the Dreadnought really. Psychic PvP damage doesn't do much to vehicles. So Dark Flames into chains there from zeetorq. Sorcerer really knows how to mess with it, doesn't he? Just bitch slap the Autarch away, and now she wants to fight it with kicking actions. What are you doing, lady? She dead. 59 to 65. What is this? Shooting. It is shooting, you guys. Who would have thunk it? That's the incendiary grenade burning up some termagants, but they aren't too bothered. There's loads of Tyranids around. 1-to-1 cap. VPs are so close. And the rosters are kind of close. I mean, Noisy has more bodies, but Lovell does have Terminators back, and eM7 does have a Fire Prism, and zeetorq's got some high-level stuff. In fact, everything zeetorq has is level 4. Dreadnought did go down. The Brute Nest survived. Red team are taking a natural back. Blue team are getting the contested for perhaps a 2-to-1 cap here. Maybe. Nope, those guys died. Grey Knight Terminator's going in there. Where's the Plasma Cannon Dreadnought, damn it? NightLovell getting some more operatives. Is floating tons of resources here. Could drop a nuke. In fact, like 5 of the 6 players could drop a nuke. This could be some ending. There's the Tyrant formation from Noisy. Knocks them off the cap. Doesn't do a huge amount of damage to Terminators. Well, there's a decent chunk of damage. He just got so much health. Doesn't do a large percentage of their health as damage. Look at that special attack from the Venom Cannon Hive Tyrant. Awesome. Warp Field is up. Fella is level 9. He has sync kills as well, I think. I might be lying. 59 to 50. So your counts have just given up trying to fight him. He's too tough. They have found a zone throat though, supported by the Cataclysm ability of the Neurothrope there. 59 to 40. What is this? It's an avatar chasing some stormtroopers. Venjitron's avatar. Big swing on the rear armor of the Fire Prism there. Needs to keep moving. And a Predator tank for oLev. It's got Terminators and a Predator. Not sure. I guess they're looking after the VP, eh? Don't feel like doing anything else, do you, Terminators? 59 to 28. Can Carlos the Hive Tyrant, level 10, get the VP? Nope, he's backing away. Almost 2,000 hit points on this guy. Here come Assault Terminators now from oLev. The tank has gone down. There it is. Didn't last super long. And these Grey Knight Terminators are pretty low. I assume if they're both full health, the Grey Knight Terminators win because of the splash damage and the power melee. But the Assault Terminators are messing them up here. Are they getting claws? They are getting claws. Those guys are unique to the Force Commander. Really cool when heroes have unique units, I think. I wish they all had a unique unit. That'd be really cool. Of course, the Seer Council used to be unique to the Farseer in retail, but they gave them to all the Eldar heroes in Elite Mod. Down goes the Fire Prism. Yeah, vehicles haven't had a great time, as is often the case. 59 to 19. Red team will get the contested though. Will they get their natural back is the question. There's the end of an Imperial Abyss from zeetorq, putting huge amounts of pressure, as well as subjugating some enemy Terminators. Now you might ask, hey Mr. zeetorq, why didn't you put your nuke down and then subjugate Terminators into it? It's because subjugated units don't take damage, but they do deal more damage, which is nice. An Eldritch Storm there from eM7, I'm guessing, who has only Seer Council on the field. Lots of resources though. Look at the power flow from the blue team here. One-to-one cap. That's what I mean by most of the time you don't need more than 2 natural power. You just don't have the requisition to spend that much power. Grenade Dreadnought, sorry, a Chaos Dreadnought against a Swarmlord there, but the Dreadnought goes down. Put up a hell of a fight with the Blood Rage up. Force Commander is down where? Force Commander is down here, which could provide some big... Oh, he's up. I was going to say some big Sacred Standard buffs, but now we have some regular Sacred Standard buffs. Red team get their natural back. What is this defending there? It's, oh, some Lightning Claw Terminators. That's bad news for pretty much everything on the field. Good luck, Eversor Assassin. Level 7 Eversor just chopped down. There's that Death Explosion. Did some good damage to the Hormagaunts there, actually. Brood Nest goes up so they can reinforce and all that good stuff. Now the Farseer will die. Oh, she's got some tricks. She's got some Eldar tricks. Level 8 Farseer. Floating the Terminators in the air. They must be pissed. And then chucking them away. Orbital. Just threw them all on the same place. From oLev. 36 to 17. Who can get the caps? What is this? It's... Oh. It's oLev's Terminators. They were decapping their own VP for a second. They're subjugated, which is weird. But it stays red. And up here... a fierce fight. Avatar, Lightning Claw Terminators, Grey Knight Terminators cannot stand against all of that. Got some Wraith Guard now from Venjitron. Looking quite dapper in their gold and blue. You guys going to cap, fellas? They might have been path blocked or moved around by the Avatar there, but they needs to reissue that order. oLev really needs to do it because the red team are losing. Those guys are still not capping, look. And the blue team are going to win, potentially because of that. They never got the cap. They never got the cap. Blue team take it. Look, they started capping right at the end there. Bad luck, the red team. I assume oLev gave the order and then the Avatar moved them around. You know, Dawn of War 2 problems. At the end of that crazy game with a level 8 Farseer for eM7, level 10 Sorcerer, a level 7 Eversor Assassin, a level 4 Farseer. How do you only get level 4 with this much death going on? Level 10 Force Commander and a level 10 Hive Tyrant. Hell of a close game and a kind of unfortunate ending. I don't know if that would have saved it for him, but would have prolonged the game a little bit. Maybe allowed them to mount an offensive. Maybe. But those Lightning Claw Terminators were mental over there. If they couldn't get it done, who would have got it done? Hormagaunts were running off. And the Brood Nest was there. I mean, maybe they would have held it. Maybe they would have held it. They would... Yeah, they'd pretty much wipe the floor with everything on the blue team. I'm not sure what blue team could have sent there to take it back. So it might have made the difference. Well, there you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time.